Hello, everyone. This is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward with Robin Show. We are here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network at 4040 Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville, Georgia. I have such an amazing show today. It's going to be so impactful. I've got three beautiful young ladies who are going to be on the show to talk about their businesses and talk about their nonprofits that they have. And it's just going to be an amazing time for us all. The reason why we even do the Focus Forward Robin Show is to help impact others' lives, to understand their potential, their purpose, and their passion for life. Maybe you could be going through something and you're stuck right now and you're not sure how you can choose to focus forward. Well, let us share with you today our Pit to Purpose stories to give you a better understanding how you can move forward. I would love to start off today and talk about my sponsors. The first sponsor of the day is Heart of the Carolinas, which is located in Malden, South Carolina. Heart of the Carolinas is a home care company, and what they do is they actually take the care of senior citizens that live in their own home to be able to go to the doctor, to get their medicines fed to them, help give them baths, grocery shopping, things like that, just to have that TLC care. If you're interested or you know someone maybe in your family that needs that special touch, please contact me. I would love to connect you with the owners, Frank Henderson and Andre Harrison with Heart of the Carolinas out of Malden, South Carolina. My other sponsors today are going to be talking about two magazine publishers. One is Your City Magazine, Miss Beverly Vircher, and also Miss Tangi Roseborough, Pain to Purpose. Both of these ladies have a magazine out in the Carolinas, and it's such a phenomenal magazine. Your City Magazine talks about businesses and families and individuals that are making an impact in their city. So if you would like to have your business broadcasted or your story broadcasted in Your City Magazine, you can reach me because I'm a contributing author in this magazine, as well as Tangi Roseborough's magazine. Hers is Pain to Purpose, and she has a special Christmas edition coming out next month, actually next week, talking about stories about Christmas. I will be writing a story about my Christmas story of how I'm choosing to focus forward in today's time. So these are my sponsors that I mentioned today, and I would also like to talk about something about our promotion that's going on this month. I'm very, very excited. A close friend of mine, Dr. Elder Eutrina Kershaw, is having a gospel stage play that's going to be happening this Sunday, September the 15th, or it's the 15th Saturday. I'm not sure. I just know it's on the 15th. It's going to be 5 o'clock at the Worship Center in Robert, South Carolina. You have got to get there. If you don't have your tickets, you can connect with me. I can make sure I can get you connected to Miss Eutrina. And this stage play is going to be so good because it's called A House Is Not a Home. And I'm so thrilled because I'm telling you, the first gospel stage play that I ever been to was Dr. Eutrina's stage play. And it transpired my thinking, transpired my life, because Films are great, but stage plays are so impactful because you get to interact with the actors and you really get to feel their emotions. So if you would like to know more information, all you got to do is hook up with your girl Robin Shockley and I would be glad to get you connected. We're going to be right back, and when we come back, I'm going to have my very first guest on the show today, Miss JJ Fox. Welcome back, everyone. This is Robin Shockley with the Focus Full with Robin show here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network at Studio T, 4040 Chapel Hill Road in Douglasville, Georgia. I am so excited to have my very first guest on today. We were chit-chatting before the show, and she was sharing a little bit with me, and this is our first time meeting, but I have Miss JJ Fox with me, and what an honor to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, Robin.
Yes.
It's a pleasure.
I am so excited to find out all about you, but I want you first tell me who you are today.
Oh, so who am I
Yes,
today?
tell me, no, we'll talk about things from your past and things like
past?
that, but right now we want to talk about what you're doing today
Okay.
and who you are.
Okay, who am I? and
Yes,
what I'm
who are
doing.
you?
Well, I'm Miss JJ Fox, and I am louder. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm Miss JJ Fox, and of course, I am the proud owner of Foxtrot Radio TV, MJFMG, which is Miss JJ Fox Media Group, and Vogin TV, and now a co-owner of Fox and Hatch and Associates,
Oh my
which is a
gosh.
management company. And I mean, you could give a list of things, but I am just
Well,
a
tell me,
down-to-earth woman.
I love it, and you are so, I love your shine. You're very beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
everything. There's just a glow. There's a connection. There's an instant connection with us.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Right.
I felt it when we were talking earlier. But okay, so let's talk because you're right up in my alley. I had no idea when Melvina had connected me with you, and we talked on the phone last night. I had no idea who you were. And so when I'm hearing this, I'm like, I'm always looking to connect with people that have the same passion and the purpose that I do. So tell me a little bit about this radio, Foxtrot. Is that what it's called, Foxtrot?
It's Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Yeah,
Tell us what
Radio
Foxtrot is.
TV. So Foxtrot Radio TV is an online radio TV station seen in 154 countries.
Wow, girl.
Yes, so we do everything. It's radio TV. It's online. You can catch us on Foxtrot Radio TV. You can catch us on Open Vision TV Network, Channel 54.
Okay.
It's just like if you go on to watch some movies on Infinity and you go into certain places on there.
Okay.
Foxtrot Radio is just designed like that on
Okay.
Open Vision, so you're able to go and see different movies. But if you go to our Channel 54, then that's the station for just the radio.
Okay. So you do your shows, radio shows.
Yeah,
Do
we
you have
have-
like certain topics that you talk about, or?
There's about 20 different shows.
Okay. This
So-
is exciting, y'all. I'm
There's
learning.
20 different shows
Yes.
and more shows coming in January.
Okay.
The shows are all variety shows.
Okay.
So we try not to duplicate each of the shows, you know, because we're really trying to build a brand and help you build your brand. And when you come to Foxtrot Radio TV, so there's different varieties of shows. We have like shows that deals just with Atlanta's Hollywood. We have Sideline Sports. We have Raf Uncensored. We have the JJ Fox Show. We have gospel shows. I mean, we have
love it.
all kinds of stuff. So it's like different varieties. So no one's just sticking to one thing. You will not get bored.
I love that.
You will not get bored.
Now, how did that come about? Now, how long have you had this?
Well, Foxtrot Radio had it now going on 5 years.
Really? So what was the inspiration or the birthing stages of this to come into fruition?
Well, let me just tell you this. At one particular point in time, you know, the Miss JJ Fox show was on another network.
Okay.
And so when a major radio station wanted to come and get, you know, Miss JJ show, they wanted to kind of alter some things.
Okay.
And so me being kind of a little stubborn, did not want to alter the things that they wanted to do, especially when it was already an award-winning show.
Wow.
Okay, and so I wasn't agreeing with the terms of it. So I said, well, you know, once I went before God, I said, I'm going to start my own. And then I'm going to pour into other people to help them build their brands.
Wow.
And so basically how I did it, I just jumped.
You just jumped. We talked about that jump. Yeah, and you know what? That's why I'm here with Regina Sunshine Global Network, is because that's what she chose to do. She chose to jump. I started out helping her co-host randomly. Like every few months, I would help her co-host her radio show through another network, but then she chose to jump. And when she chose to jump, it gave me an opportunity to jump. So it became contagious.
Absolutely.
So I love the fact that people are choosing to jump these days.
Yes.
And it seems like all of a sudden in 2019, that's all I've heard about is jump, jump, jump. So I guess it's time for me to jump, jump, jump again in 2020. You know what? It was been said that 2020, it means double. You know, because double.
You got to see clearly, see the vision clearly.
Exactly. So this is exciting. So so you do the Foxtrot. Now tell me about this other network that you have.
Volgin TV.
Volgin TV.
Okay, now
what is
Volgin
that?
TV is new.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a network that is going to be able to provide anything like TV, like content and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that is different. So Channel 54 on Open Vision TV Networks is all for the radio, Foxtrot Radio.
Okay.
Well, Channel 43 is for the Volgin. So we're going to be looking for content and individuals who have independent films, shows, and everything else, cooking shows, news shows, reality shows, everything else.
I have lots of connections.
Yes,
I know a lot of people.
Yes, plays and everything else. Yes, so we'll be able to incorporate that on Volgin TV, and that allows people to get a bigger platform for themselves, especially since it's on so many countries.
Wow, that's exciting. So why did you always have vision for TV, vision for radio, vision for speaking? Has it always been in you?
Let me just say, I've been in the entertainment industry for over years. And so I've been in the entertainment industry for a long time. But one year, I guess it was back in 2006 or 7 or something like that, when I moved here, that it was prophesied that I would be on radio. And so shortly after that, I was on radio. Wow. But as far as being in the entertainment industry, I think I've actually been on every channel, every level of the entertainment industry, from entertainment consultant, from being an artist, from just everything. So, but this one was quite a little bit different.
Wow.
But of course,
that is exciting what you said, that it was prophesied over you, because I truly believe what you speak comes into existence. You know, the Bible speaks about there's power of life and death in the tongue. And so it's so funny how with me, several years ago, I went to New York and I was in a cab. And this story is funny. I don't know if I even told Regina this story before, but I was in a cab and we were riding on the road. And I'm very adventurous in my speaking and things like that, and talking and being silly. And I was telling the cab driver, I said, hey, do you watch News 4? Do you channel NBC? And he's like, yeah, I know about NBC. I know what that is. He was from another country, so he couldn't speak a whole lot of English, but he understood what I was saying. He said, yeah, I know that. And I said, well, you know, I have a show. I have a show on there. I did not have a show. I had just done public speaking. That's all I've ever done was motivational speaking. I was preaching in churches and things like that, but never even even dreamed about having my own show.
Right.
But I was speaking that into existence years ago and didn't even realize it. So it's very important that what comes out of your mouth, that
Absolutely.
it's speaking life.
Absolutely.
So,
And the people that's around you also speak life into you too.
yeah, you have to watch who your connections are. I always say,
Right.
if you're not connected to the right people, then you might as well move on. You know,
Absolutely.
it's very important. One of my platforms when I speak is, we were talking about this earlier, get yourself in the room, and the room will work for you. So you got to make sure when you're getting yourself in that room that you pay attention to the connections of who you're in that room with, because you never know. You could be with a golden ticket right there. You know,
I call them the golden keys.
the golden key.
Yes,
That's right.
Who's gonna unlock the next door?
There you go. There you
Absolutely.
go. I love it. I love it. So, you said you've been in this for a long time and such. What was your dream as a child? What is something that you feel like you have passion for as a child?
Well, as a child, to be very honest, my first dream was at 9 years old. And it was just God showing me a vision that I was going to be a businesswoman. At that particular point in time, he did not tell me exactly what type of businesswoman. He just showed me.
How did you even know what business was at 9 years old?
I did not. So when he showed me, I didn't understand it. I just knew that how I saw myself then was a businesswoman. So I knew that I was looking at a businesswoman. I just didn't know exactly what type of businesswoman. That's why I've never let go of the vision ever since I've been 9 years old.
You just brought, Lord Jesus, you just brought something to me. I used to dress up in my friend's mother's closet and put on her high heel shoes. And I used to wear my school teacher's high heel shoes because I always wanted to dress up and be like professional. Isn't that funny? You just brought that memory back to me. That's exciting. So did you ever have anybody speaking into your life to help motivate you or help push you to reach your goals?
I would have to give that to my mom.
Your mom.
I would have to give that to my mom. My mother has been there as that backbone. Let me just tell you a quick story.
Okay.
One time I just wanted to give up. I just wanted to give up. So I walked into there and I told my mother, I said, I'm done. I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to follow my dreams. I'm not going to do anything. My mother, with her soft voice, politely said, get out my house.
Wow.
I said, excuse me? She said, get out my house and don't ever come back. I was shocked, to say the least. I was shocked.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't raise no quitters, and I don't want to be around a quitter. So get out my house.
I love that, though.
Yes.
I love that.
And I left because I was stubborn. I said, well, I'll get out your house.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
And then I came back and said, Mom, she said, I had to do you that way because I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care if you fall 20 times, 1,000 times, you get back up and you keep going. So it's been my mom.
It's been your mom. I love that. That's a great inspiration story because, sometimes it's people that are tough on us, that are going to help push us. And we may not even see it in that moment. It's going to push us to our greatness.
Yes.
We just have to, be that diamond in the rough, so to speak.
That's
you know? So that is amazing. That's exciting. So do you have children?
I do. I have 4 beautiful children.
Well, let me tell you, I know that we all have a story. I know that somewhere along the line, things haven't been always so perfect for you. So I would love to know, is there something that you can say that can be inspirational to somebody? Because there's people, we have viewers that are watching right now, and, they're in this stuck mode. They may be going through transitions, and they're trying to figure out their dream, their passion. They're trying to discover, their voice, and it looks like you are really pursuing greatness, and you're doing great things and stuff, but things hadn't always been perfect, I'm sure. So what kind of story can you share with our viewers to let them know to have some hope?
Well, I always, most definitely, the first thing I want to do, especially with the women, men too, I want you to learn your cravings. And what I mean about that is so many times we walk and we want something, and we walk around and we don't really tap into who we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't never have a taste for something because we don't know who we are and what we're gonna have a taste for.
That's right.
It's not until you learn yourself and learn exactly what you want in life and learn exactly which way you want to go that you'll be able to get a flavor for your direction.
I love that. I was just sharing that on the phone with somebody down here that they had told me that. They said, do you even know what it is that you even want? So how did you get to a place of knowing what it is that you want and what you weren't going to settle for?
Oh, that took a while.
It took a while.
I'm not going to tell you that it just started overnight. I'm not going to tell you that I just woke up and I just woke up like this. I'm not going to tell you that. It was a process. It was a process. But as soon as I realized that I really didn't know myself, no matter if I was doing everything that I was doing around, no matter if I was doing entertainment, whether I was doing Fox Trap Radio and so on and so forth, there came a point in time in my life that I really did not know myself.
Wow.
So it wasn't until I made that quality decision to say, hey, I am most definitely got to find out who this chick is.
That's right.
I mean, everyone around me knows me. They love me. I mean, I love me, but I didn't know who I was loving.
Yes.
So, and it wasn't until I just actually just took that time to say, hey, get to know you.
So how did you do that? What steps did you take?
I'm going to tell you, I started dating God. Me and Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Me and Jesus started
Date
going
days
on.
with God.
Yes.
Yes.
I was having date days with God. I was communicating with him more.
Yeah.
And I had the conversation with him. Lord, you know me better than I know myself. Teach me about you. That you can also teach me about me.
Yes.
And so when that connection came,
yeah.
That was the thing that really changed me.
And that's what's so important. You got to take time out to get along with God. You got to tune out everything. I was telling you, I did that this week, or I was telling Regina, I did that this weekend where I just shut everything off. You know, I had people message me left and right, wanting to do this, wanting to do that, go to this event, go to that event. I was like, I'm staying at home. I was even supposed to come down for the weekend here, and I was like, nope. I said, I'm staying at home. I stayed in my pajamas. I prayed. I read my Bible. I watched movies. I cooked. The only thing that I did do to leave the house, the apartment, was I went to church. But then I came right back, and I went back to it again. I cried. I had time with God. God spoke to me. So sometimes you got to just tune out the whole world to just get in tune with God.
Absolutely.
And He will speak. Everybody knows I'm a big believer in signs.
He will.
And he will give you those signs. I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He will speak to you. Just got to take that time.
That's right.
And just learn your flavor.
And I love that. Learn your flavor. And you did something to jump several years ago, because you're not from here.
I'm not from here.
Tell us about that.
I'm from California.
California. How did you end up in Atlanta, Georgia?
It was God that told me to come here.
Tell us that story.
Listen, I cannot come around this. I can't change this, or so on and so forth. But I just purchased a brand new home, and I was getting ready to put a golf putting green on the side of the house. And I love the house, and it was beautiful. And I went up the stairs one day, and I heard him say that you're not going to be here long. To make a long story short, he told me where I was going to be. And so I came here not knowing what it was I was coming for, not knowing what I was going to do down here. I jumped. So
what did you do when you came?
When I came down here, I stood on the freeway and said, Lord, what you want to do with me now? That's what I did. What do you want now? And I'm here.
Oh, my word.
Yes, that's exactly what I did, because I didn't know. I had no directions. I went through hell to get here. So I thought when I crossed the Georgia line that, the Lord was going to have a party and some confetti coming out the skies, for me. But he didn't. And as a matter of fact, he did not speak to me again for probably a year and a half.
Wow. Wow. So when do you think, or what was it that got your attention?
After my divorce.
Your divorce. Really? Wow.
And I said, hey, I'm here now. I was obedient. Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Yes, it is.
What is it that you want me to do? And we just took it from there.
Wow.
I always had faith. I always had that type of crazy faith.
Yeah.
No, I mean, really.
Yeah.
Like I would tell you, I really have big faith. So I always had faith, but there always was some point in time in this kind of journey right here with moving to Atlanta and leaving family and everything else. I just didn't know a lot of things.
Wow.
But I would not change it for nothing.
Well, what could you say, as in closing, what could you say to our viewers that they're scared to take that step to jump? They're scared. They're wanting to start a business. Maybe they want to move to another city. Maybe they feel like God's prompting them, but they're just scared to move. Like I said, I was in a marriage for so many years, 28 years, 29 years being with one person, and I was scared to take that step. So I just became comfortable. And a lot of people they're comfortable. They're stuck, so to speak. And what would you say to encourage our viewers to be able to just say, it's time to jump? Give them some words of encouragement.
Well, first of all, I most definitely will not be the one to tell you that it's easy. The words jump seem so easy for someone else. It's just like it's a simple thing. But jumping is not a simple thing. Okay, it's not.
It's not.
I remember people often say only the strong will survive. I will say only the faithful ones survive. But there is not an option for me to stand before God at the end of the day and say I couldn't do it, or this man stopped me from doing it, or my kids stopped me from doing it, or I didn't have no money, and so on and so forth. Because if that was true, then I limit God. I would suggest that you strongly ask God to carry you, because whatever the purpose He has inside of you, it has to be developed. People are attached to your dreams. People are
Yes,
attached to your
yes.
vision. So when you don't go for it, with your knees shaking and can barely breathe, you limit other people's attachment to you, and that's not fair.
Oh, wow.
So
Say that again.
you limit.
That is
you
really
limit
good.
other people's visions that's attached to you, and it's just not fair. So I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm going to tell you it's necessary. By all means, it's necessary.
Amen. Oh my gosh. I don't want this to end. Can you stick around to the end, because I'm going to regroup, bring everybody back together, and we'll kind of do some closing thoughts.
Sure.
This has been such an amazing
Absolutely.
time.
Thank you for having me.
I feel so honored to have Miss JJ Fox on here, because I had no idea who you were when Miss Melvina connected us, but now I know this was God, because this was definitely God, and we definitely have got to connect in the future.
Absolutely,
We definitely have got to make some
absolutely.
connections.
Absolutely.
But I value you and appreciate you, and you're not just beautiful on the outside. I see your soul.
Thank
your
you.
soul is so, your spirit
Thank
is
you.
so beautiful, and I love it. And
Thank you.
I pray blessings and speak blessings on you as you go forth in the calling and the purpose that God has for
I
you.
receive that.
It's such an amazing thing. Your journey that you chose to jump, to step out of your comfort. You were in a comfortable place because you just bought a home. That's
Yes.
big,
Yeah.
you know. And now here you are. You're a public speaker. You're an author. You're an entrepreneur. You're a radio host. You own your own show, network, everything. And it's amazing how God chose to transform your thinking when you just walked in obedience.
That's it.
And that's the key.
That is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, those that are watching the show, be encouraged that if you have a purpose, and how do you find that purpose? Reach down inside, dig
Absolutely.
deep, search for that potential, because it's there. That's why I asked her what was in her when she was a child. You have something that you loved to do when you were a child. Go for it. It's never too late. We'll be right back. This is Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward Robin Show. We'll have our next guest up soon. Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward with Robin show here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. I am so excited. My next guest that we have today is a woman that I had met last year at an event, which was the Women of Strength event, right? Miss
That's correct.
Tangi Roseborough's event. I was here to serve, and I met this beautiful woman, and she had such a sweet spirit, and I started following her on Facebook and checking the things out that she's got going on, and I'm excited to have her on the show. I've got Miss Melvina Clark with me. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. This has been great. So, yeah, last year when we had met, you were here and you were with your kids, I believe, because we got some selfie pictures, I
Yes.
remember. Yes, and so tell me what's been going on with you since then, because you have your nonprofit organization. I want to hear all about that. So tell us
Okay.
what's going on with that.
Okay, I have a nonprofit organization, and we work with women, men, and children of domestic violence,
Okay.
and sex trafficking and homelessness. And so we kind of put that under the umbrella together because, when you become a victim of domestic violence, you become homeless, and then so many times we try to take care of the adult woman or man, and we forget about the children. And so that's why I've included the children, because we have a lot of kids who are not getting the proper treatment that they need to be
Okay.
healed, and they become the next victim or the next perpetrator.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So tell me, how did this even start about? Where did this come from? This idea?
Well, in 2014, I was a victim of domestic violence, and I lost my sister to domestic gun violence. And behind that, I lost a mother who died of a broken heart after learning that those were the remains of my sister. So a little bit later on, which is a couple months later, I ended up losing a best friend, a aunt, and then my oldest son to gun violence as well. And so that's what
Wow.
prompted the Shaquille Clark Foundation.
Wow.
Yes.
Girl, your story, that is so impactful. I have friends actually that have similar stories. I've got a really a good friend in Greenville, and I definitely got to get you connected with her because she's really trying to discover what her purpose is. And you definitely have taken your pit story and made purpose
Yes.
with it, and you're
Yes.
making an impact. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Wow. So how, speaking of, with you said that you come out of domestic violence yourself, you've been involved in it with family members and such, and you've even lost people have lost lives
Yes.
over it. So how did that push you to go into your purpose to even start this foundation?
Well, I can say this. When it all happened, I was hurt. I was broken. I felt like I was losing everything. I felt like I was losing me. And just in a short time span, everything was taken away from me. And so I had nothing left but my faith in God. And that was it. My faith in God. And I took that and I stood on his word. And from there, it gave me strength. It continued to build me back up slowly but surely. But the longer that I stayed in that word and continued to develop a relationship with God, man, it has been, I'm telling you, it has been the best thing that ever could have happened to me.
Well, how do you think that this creativity come about? Because it didn't just say, "Oh, overnight I'm going to have
No.
this foundation."
Well-
So how did this come about?
Well, when I was in my domestic violence situation, I was in a shelter, and in that shelter, I experienced some more things that I did not want to experience. And so, when I tell you experience is your best teacher, a lot of people don't understand that, but they need to know that experience
Yes.
is your best teacher.
Yes.
And
Yes.
through that experience, it showed me things that I didn't want to do and things that I needed to do. And so from there, I developed, visions. And from those visions, I began to write them down and make them plain.
I love it. I love it. She began to write the visions down. That's so important. Everything that I've put my hands to do and that's become fruition, it all started with a thought. I always speak about you think a thing, you're going to believe it. And if you
Yes.
believe it, you will achieve it. So this started with a thought.
Yes.
And so you chose to believe in yourself and you started writing these things down. You
Yes.
started taking those action steps. And
That's
I
correct.
love that. I love that. So
Yes.
did you have backing or people in support that believed in you to do this?
At first, there's a lady, she don't like for me to mention her name, but I call her She's my guardian angel. When it was first happening, because we ended up becoming homeless, and when I tell you I met this, I know this was a God sent lady, because when I met her, she knew nothing about us. She just knew that the pain that I was experiencing of losing my loved ones, and when I tell you she stuck with us, she believed in us, and she just kept telling me, "You're God's going to give you this house. God's going to do this. God's going to do that." And when I tell you she carried through on everything that God placed her, not knowing me from a can of paint, it was like I knew it was God sent, that, He sent different angels and not
Yes.
just her.
I believe that. I
Yes.
believe God will send people in your life. I've got a friend that God has sent in my life, and doesn't even we've known each other through social media. Doesn't even live in the same state, but he's become a special mentor friend to me spiritually. He speaks into my life, and he corrects me a lot of times, but he's really good for you. And it's great when you have somebody in your corner that doesn't always agree with you.
Yes.
But they will help strengthen you to build
That's right.
character in you to be a better person.
That's
And we
right.
might not always agree with it when they do that.
That's correct.
But we know that we're going to gain strength from it. And speaking of strength, because we met at the Women of Strength event.
Yes.
Like I mentioned earlier, Tangi Roseburg, you are so deserving to get that award. Now I understand why you were getting that award, the Women of Strength.
Yes.
That's very impactful, your story and your message. You have been through a thing, but you have chose to rise up and
That's
overcome it.
That's
And
right.
I love that. I love that so much.
Thank
So
you.
tell us about this event that's going to be going on this weekend, because I want to know all about it.
Okay, so we have an event that's coming up this weekend. I have partnered with Love Above All Else, which is a young man named Little Nuvi. He is a gospel hip hop artist, and so he is 16 years old and has started a foundation, and he is
Wow.
set out to help young children who are going through mental health issues or just everyday living needs that need help. And so we are doing a benefits concert. So we pulled together and we adopted an orphanage this year, which is the CCYA Kids. And so in this is these are
CCYA Kids, what's
yes,
that
it's an
stand for?
organization.
Okay.
Okay. But it's an organization where they house homeless children who have been through from domestic violence to sex trafficking, all different types of mental health abuse. And so we have adopted this orphanage, and we're going in to just be there to love all over them, to give them an experience of a concert. They've never been to a concert, so now they have the opportunity
Oh my
to experience
gosh.
a musical concert where we will be raising funds to help provide for their everyday living. So gift cards to take them out, outings when they go out, and just provide things like the simplest things. These kids they don't want Xboxes and PlayStation. They want the simplest things: pajamas, house shoes,
Wow.
shirts, hats, a gift card to
Really?
go out to eat when they go to their
Yes.
doctor's appointment. So that's where my passion is and heart is this Christmas season. Instead of just going out here just doing anything or buying gifts, we're going to love all over people who are truly in need of some holiday love.
I love it. I love it. Definitely show that Christmas spirit. So if people want to get in touch with you to help contribute, because what day is this? You're
It is
doing
Friday.
It is Friday, so you still have time. So do you have a Cash App or?
Yes,
Okay, give that information.
Yes, it's money sign love above all else 1, and then you can go to the website, which is www.loveaboveallelse.org. And we have Eventbrite, so you can go on one of those and donate. If you want to volunteer, we would love to have you there.
I love it. I love that. That's so exciting. And where is the location again?
It's going to be at the Ron Anthony Center in Cobb County.
In Cobb County.
Yes.
Okay, so if you think you can make it to be in that area, this would be a great opportunity for you to serve. My platform, one of the things that I speak on is sowing where you want to grow. So if you're wanting to grow into your potential and your purpose and your passion, make an impact in somebody else's life that can't even repay you.
That's
I do
correct.
that so often
Yes.
that people that can't even repay me, I still serve them. And you're doing that. These children are not going to be able to give back to you today, or even tomorrow, even next year.
That's
You know
right.
what? All they want is that attention and that love, and to know that somebody's taking the time out for them.
That's
So
correct.
if you're free this weekend, I know Melvina would love for you to show up and help serve with this event. That's so
Yes.
exciting. So tell us, us what's going on with you in your life as far as the nonprofit. How can people get connected with you, to partner with you, to be involved, to maybe help serve,
Okay.
besides not just this event, but in future events? Because you had an event, if I'm thinking correct, Josh.
Yes.
Our boy Josh Proby, who I met in
Yes.
Charlotte, who's a friend of mine, and he was a speaker at one of your events and such.
Yes.
So it's not like this is a one-time thing that you do
No.
with your nonprofit. You
No.
do other events. So
That's correct.
if people want to get connected with you, they want to be a speaker, they want to serve, they want to do something with whatever you're putting your hands to do. Well, how can they get in touch with you, or what can they do to serve?
They can contact us. It's the Shaquille Clark Foundation.org. And we have Instagram, we have Facebook. The links are on all of that for the website. We would love for them to come and join forces with us. I do want you to understand that we're not eventful people, but we're impactful people, impacting
I love
changes
that.
in lives.
I love
And
that.
so that's why we have these events, to impact changes in people's lives.
Ooh, I love that. That's my slogan, impacting one generation to another
Yes.
by positive seeds we sow today. God gave that to me over 10 years ago, and I
Yes.
stand by it because it's so important that we're not here just to be eventful people,
That's right.
but impactful people. I love
Yes.
that. That's powerful. Now, how many
Yes.
children do you have, Melvina?
I have 4 sons. One was murdered to domestic gun violence, and I currently have 2 who is incarcerated, and 1 who is at home, very sick.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Girl, and you still keep going.
I still keep going. I still
love
keep
it.
serving, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that you cannot let your storms take you down.
What'd you say?
You
What'd you
cannot
say?
allow those storms to take you down, and you can't be afraid,
Ooh.
and you cannot run from them. You stand tall, and God will see you through.
Oh, I love
Man,
that. Yes, he
people
will
just don't-
see you
he will
through.
see you through.
So if you're listening to this show today and you're watching this show, and maybe you have a passion and you may have a dream, or maybe you have family members that could be, incarcerated, like she said, or maybe you've had a family member that had passed away from, gun violence, or you've been in a domestic violence situation, and you're thinking, my hope is gone. I'm stuck. I'm just going to stay where I'm at because there's just no future for me. Listen, the reason why we do these shows, the Focus Forward Robin Show, Pit to Purpose, this is prime example of why we do this show. Is to show evidence of God's fruitfulness coming forth. She was just like a diamond in the rough, like what we said earlier. And look at her now. She's shining forth. God is using her. She is literally blossoming into her purpose, into her calling. And that potential that was in you all these years ago is coming to life now. And I love that. So going forward, as we get ready to close this part of the segment of the show, can you share with the viewers on how they can choose to focus forward if they are stuck right now in situations and they just don't know how they can be impactful, how they can make a difference, and they can do it with a heart.
Well, I will first tell you, me personally, I had to take a stand back, and I had to identify the things that I didn't know that I had broken inside still. And sometimes we still run around and we have those wounds that are open in the inside, and we don't acknowledge them, and we don't understand them. So you have to open up, allow those to heal, but most importantly, learn to know who you are and love yourself, and so that you can walk in your purpose and on purpose.
Wow, I love that. That is so important because that's exactly what we discussed earlier in the show with Miss JJ Fox. She said you got to know who you are to understand what your purpose is. And these 2 ladies, that's exactly what they've been doing. Is they are literally walking in their calling because they're discovering. I mean, we will never arrive.
Yes.
You know that until we get to glory with Jesus.
That's
But
right.
until then, we're going to enjoy this journey, and we're going to still continue to grow and to move forward and to move into our calling. And if you need that assistance, you can reach any of us, and we would love to be able to help you, encourage you, pray for you, to help you to be empowered to walk into what your calling is, or even get free or give you resources.
Yes.
Because obviously with what you're talking about with domestic violence and the sex trafficking,
Yes.
you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't have resources to help provide.
That's correct.
So if people want to get in touch with you, they can do that, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, and if I can't help them, I will be sure to direct them in the right path with potential partners and other people who are equipped and trained to deal with it.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, this is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin on the You Never Know Where I'm Going to Be. I almost said Robin Shockley on the go because I'm always on the go. I travel the country. And here's just a little plug about what I do. I have my show here at Regina Sunshine Global Network in Douglasville, Georgia, but I also do Focus Forward Robin on the go interviews where I travel the country and I interview people about their pit to purpose why stories, and that's why I almost said on the go. So, but if you would like to know more about what I do, all you got to do is hit me up on Instagram under Robin Shockley, or Facebook Robin Shockley, or YouTube Robin Shockley, or Facebook Focus Forward Robin page, or my website. We'll be right back. We've got another special guest that's going to come on. It's Miss JJ Fox and her business partner. We're going to talk about what they're doing together to make impact. We'll be right back. Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward Robin Show. This has been such an amazing show today. And we have one final guest on here. It's a young gentleman, Mr. Daryl Hatch. You decided to join us.
I did. Thanks for the young part.
Yeah. Well, tell us.
I'll receive that.
Tell us, Daryl. Tell us, you are here with Miss JJ. So you guys have a business together. You do partnership together. Tell us about this.
Well, the business is named Fox Hatch and Associates,
Okay.
and it's just like its name.
All
So
right.
that's the type of caliber the business is. That's the type of caliber of folks that we have in there. One thing that was very important about it that Miss JJ kept digging on me about was that we're not just doing career. We're not doing careers. We're not managing careers. We're managing lives.
I love that.
And so that was the most important part. So it's a management company as well as a event company.
Okay.
But
So it's a management and an event company?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say it's a management company, so people that are new, I know Miss JJ, she's all into the entertainment industry, but explain to our viewers what management company means. Because some people that might be watching might not be familiar with that.
Well, for the again, like I said, we manage the lives. We don't just do the careers. So we kind of guide the person through their career,
Okay.
so that they have a successful career.
Okay. Like what? Give us an example.
For instance, let's say you have says an entertainer. So we talk about entertainers.
Okay.
So we'll manage and guide that entertainer as far as their careers, but as far as making sure that they put their appearance is right, making sure that they have all the right necessary tools to be successful in what they're doing. Make sure that where they're going is right. Make sure that the pay they're going to get is right.
Okay.
Make sure that everything that's needed so that they be successful, and also building themselves, not just their career. Because the idea where this came about was that we had so much inside of us on building people, and we was like, hey, this got to be, first of all, it's got to be for the glory of God.
I love
And in
that.
doing that, he's given us so much, we have to find a way to give back.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important not to be about the career of the person, not be about making the money of the person. It was about developing that person.
Oh, I love that. I love that. It's good to hear that, because you hear all these people, they're in the management business and they're doing all this, but they're not digging deep into finding the heart of the person, of who they are, their identity, to build their lives.
Absolutely.
I always say that this is what the whole purpose of Focus Forward Robin is. While I'm building myself, I'm building people. You know, and exactly that's what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. So if people want to get in touch with you guys and they want to connect, how would they do that?
Well, they can go on the internet. No,
Ain't on the internet. You can find anything on the internet.
you can just
Google?
Google us.
I told a guy
Google
one
tells
time,
all.
you can Google me.
No, but you can call our office, at 678-545-6138. You can also send any messages through all of our social medias. You can contact us that way.
Okay,
You know.
awesome.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, we have a great group today talking about, about business, talking about family life, talking about purpose, talking about making a difference and impacting other people's lives, and I love it. But let's ask you a question, if you don't mind, put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
What
Here we go.
made you get into this field?
Well, when I was younger, I've always had the yearning for it. But I decided to put that aside, and I did everything else: fire, police, military. So somehow it came back around. It was kind of by accident, and it kind of led its way. Somehow I ended up in Foxtrot Radio's studio. It was like something that was, God. It was inevitable. God's gonna make it happen no matter what. So I ended up joining a car club.
Okay.
And somehow from the car club, I ended up in the Foxtrot studio
As a radio
as
personality.
a radio personality, doing a show with them.
Rap Uncensored.
Okay.
Well, the first one, yeah, and then it came to, it's like, hey, you need to come on my show. And
Yeah.
I came up to the JJ Fox show as a regular host on that show. And then it was like, hey, you need to do your own show. So I ended up doing my own show
Wow.
called Rap Uncensored.
Now, what is Ralph Uncensored?
Rap Uncensored is one of them shows that talk about topics, much needed topics that need to be talked about that a lot of people are afraid to have the conversation about.
Okay.
And we do the show so that we can get different aspects of opinions of a subject.
Okay.
So that you can not just be one-sided in the way you think about it, and maybe you can learn how to deal with somebody else a little better because you're learning something from their point of view
Yes.
and not what you have in your mind.
Exactly. I love it.
It's
Other
really raw,
perspectives.
really uncensored,
Yeah.
but it's a necessary thing so that people can really understand it from somebody else's point of view.
And
not how you
sometimes
think
we
about it.
need that, because we get in our, and that's how we talked about that earlier, you live in that box of that old religion mindset. We have other cultures that are out there. We're not just, one culture, even though we're all supposed to be one people,
Yes.
but and be unified. But, we all come from different backgrounds, and we all have different perspectives, different opinions about different
Correct.
things. And so I'm going to have to check into that, because I'm always open about that. And that's what I always say about my show. My show is a clean show. But I do offer to have anybody come on that wants to be on the show to talk about, their topics, as long
Right.
as it's lining up with motivation and being purpose. Because, I know people have been through violence. I know people have been through sexual abuse. I know people that have been through, hard times. And I want you to be able to share that. I want you to be transparent and real with that, but I want it to be motivational. So, but I'm going to have to check out that show and see
Yes,
what
ma'am.
that's about.
That'll be every Friday night,
Ev-
8 to 9 on Foxtrot Radio.
Y'all hear that? All right. Okay, every Friday night. Okay, so guys, This has been so good. I've enjoyed having you on the show. I've enjoyed having you here. And this was not by accident, because I'm going to tell you, I had another thing lined up for this week and it fell through. And I prayed. I was on my way home from church yesterday, or on the way to church yesterday, and I said, God, I don't care what happens, because this is your show and you're going to line up who's supposed to be on my show tomorrow. I didn't know, literally, because I've been traveling, I've been going here and there and stuff, and then this thing fell through with who was supposed to be on it, then somebody else was supposed to be on it, and so I was like, okay, God, you just have on it who's supposed to be on it. And look what happened. I'm loving this because I feel the connections. There's so much connection here in Georgia. Have you always lived here?
I have not.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I keep meeting people that have not always lived in Georgia. So where are you from?
I'm originally from New York.
New York. What part of New York?
The last place was Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. Okay.
Started out in Brooklyn, then moved to Mount Vernon.
I know somebody in Brooklyn.
And then from there, pretty much few places in the world, being in the military.
Yeah.
And then I came to Georgia.
So what made you come to Georgia?
Cheap house prices.
She's really. See, I'm in Greenville, and I think that Greenville's cheaper than Atlanta. So could I find a place if I moved here cheaper than Greenville?
Probably,
don't
just
know.
depending
I
on
don't
what
know.
area you're in.
Compared to New York, this
Maybe
is
years
everything.
ago.
I know. More different than New York.
Yeah,
for
everything
sure.
is cheap here compared to New York.
Right.
Yeah. Well, this has been such a great show, and I'm so glad that you guys came and joined me today on
Thank
my
you
show.
for having us.
It was
Thank
so
you.
Thank you for having us.
impactful. Yes. So one last time, can you tell everyone how they can get in touch with you for future reference, and if they want to be a part of your shows or if they want to be a part of your businesses, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me with all Miss JJ Fox, all social media, or Foxtrot Radio TV, or Fox and Hatch Associates. Just Google one of those, and you'll be able to get it. I promise.
Awesome.
Well, with me, for my show, you can do Reference Censored, all social media,
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram,
Okay.
and Gmail.
All right. And what about the your management
Fox
company?
Hatch and Associates.
Oh, in that same. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
One connection. There
Yes.
you go. All right, Miss Melvina.
I'm on all social medias under Melvina Clark, or either the Shaquille Clark Foundation is Instagram and Facebook. And we have the website, Shaquille Clark Foundation.
I love it. Guys, this has been so great today, and I hate to close out to another day, but I want to leave this with you. If you're going through some things, or if you know somebody's going through some things, or if you know somebody that doesn't even understand that they have a purpose, or you don't understand that you've got a purpose, take the testimonies, the lives that have been changed with these three people right here, and hear their stories, how they are out there making moves, they're doing great things, but each one of them says to give God the glory. Everything all comes from God. And it's so amazing to hear they all chose to do some kind of jumping, which is a sign. I keep hearing that. Seems like the last 6 months, everybody's jumped that's been on my show. But you know what? It is time to jump.
That's
It
right.
is time. We are in a new season that everything that comes out of our mouth has to be strategic.
Yes.
So think before you speak. And I'm always saying this, if you think a thing, you're going to believe a thing. If you're going to believe it, you're going to achieve it. How do we get to a place to achieve it? We first got to believe it. How do we even believe it? We got to change our mindset to think it. So, guys, don't stay stuck. Choose to focus forward. Listen, I was stuck for so many years thinking things had to be a certain way because a certain thought that I had for many, many years. But one day, God woke me up and said, change your thinking habits. And so I started thinking the possibilities. I started doing affirmations. I started connecting myself with people that can make an impact in my life. And through that, that's how this show came about. Guys, this is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin Show at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. Remember, if you think a thing, you'll believe a thing. You believe a thing, you're going to achieve it. Everybody have a blessed day.